welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of goofballs in love that love reacting to some Genshin Impact.
Yes, we do.
So this is part 4 of our Genshin Impact journey. We're checking out all the cutscenes. I think this is going to finish up the prologue for us. And if you want to get a month ahead on our reactions, you can check out the description of this video for a link to Patreon. And in the description of this video, we also have a playlist for all of our Genshin Impact reactions.
Yeah.
As of the time we're watching this, it is dry January, so we do not have our normal drink that we have with Genshin Impact, which is Klee's Sparkling Bomb. We normally drink it with every Genshin Impact reaction, but not this time.
But, you know, being healthy and all that.
Exactly.
Look! There are 2 shiny spots on Dvalin's back! They appear to be poisonous blood clots that have coagulated on his wounds.
No.
The Abyss Order must have cursed the wounds. That's what's corrupting Dvalin's mind.
Time to purify it.
To save Dvalin, we're going to have to get rid of those blood clots.
By
Surgery.
shooting him.
Yeah. Put in a stent.
Sorry, this is hurting you.
Well, yeah, you're shooting him.
I am looking scared. I think Dvalin's gonna be alright. You might be a little pissed.
Yeah.
Now we can fight Dvalin on equal grounds. The grandest bard is here to help. But first, let me be clear. Even after hundreds of years without use, Dvalin's teeth and claws are still very dangerous.
Yeah, we didn't need you to, be clear about that. We just pretty much understood.
Yeah.
Plus, it's funny like how he talks about him being the best bard is what's gonna help him out, not like him being a god.
Well, that doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
This place is gonna collapse!
Yeah, it is collapsing. Again, Paimon, nothing's faster. Oh, saved!
Well, okay. I was gonna say at least one of them was.
It's been a while since we flew like this together. Huh, Dvalin?
Just now. Why? Why did you not ask me to protect you like the last time?
Me not wanting you to listen to the Abyss Order doesn't mean that you have to listen to me. Freedom, if demanded of you by an Archon, is really no freedom at all.
Is this the power of the animal Archon? But I am no longer part of the Four Winds.
Even if that's so, you still protected us regardless.
Yep, your choice.
Spread your wings of freedom and go with my blessing.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
And so, the Storm Terror threat was quelled. I clarified the misunderstanding to the citizens of Mondstadt and let them know that they are safe. To them, it seems Storm Terror attacked Mondstadt out of nowhere and then vanished just as quickly. They must be finding the whole ordeal very confusing.
However, winds change their course. Someday, they will blow towards a brighter future.
Yay!
Oh, I want Big Thunder's room.
You guys are back! The honorary knight returns triumphant. Yep, we're back from tussling with Dvalin. You just returned yesterday, right? Jean got back first, and she told us all about your heroic deeds. I wonder if I'll ever get an opportunity like that.
All thanks to your referral.
That doesn't come into it. You guys deserve all the credit for how you resolved this crisis. When I brought you
were.
into the city that day, I was just doing my duty as an outrider.
You're welcome. But have you been waiting for us here this whole time?
Of course not. Just because I'm not out on the front line doesn't mean I don't have work to do. In fact, I'm dealing with the aftermath of the crisis as we speak.
Aftermath? Here? What happened in Mondstadt?
While Master Jean was away, the monsters lurking nearby made a coordinated attack on the city. Fortunately, we weren't completely taken by surprise. I detected the Hilichurls were moving closer to the city a while back.
Oh, yeah! Paimon remembers. When we first met, you were clearing out one of their camps.
Exactly. And if we hadn't started making preparations back then, Mondstadt would be in much greater danger by now. I know, it's strange. Hilichurls aren't usually capable of coordinating like this. Our best guess is that the Abyss Order is behind it.
They've taken over the Hilichurls.
Pretty good guess.
Good thing we saved Dvalin, or they might have taken him too.
That's right. And since I'm the Outrider, it's up to me to keep eyes on the Abyss Order from now on.
Good luck, Amber.
I'm sorry. You should be celebrating your victory, not listening to all this somber talk. I promised to take you out for some sticky honey roast, didn't I? Before everyone got caught up in the Storm Terror crisis.
After
There's
all that
no
fighting
time like
dragon,
the present, right?
You're hungry.
You guys hungry?
You bet. You may have forgotten till just now, but it's been on Paimon's mind.
Awesome,
course.
let's go. It's been way too long since I last ate a sticky honey roast myself. Wait for me at Good Hunter. I'll be right there. I just have to clean up here real quick.
Time for sticky honey roast.
Greetings. May I take your order?
Why so cold? I've always thought that we enjoy quite the intimate friendship. Ah, so you do feel something for me. And people say my charm is fake. To bask in the presence of Mondstadt's new big hero is quite the morale boost. And that's coming from a knight.
Sweet-talking, sugar-coated Captain Kaya.
Nonsense. I speak from the heart.
What are you doing
Just
here?
looking for a quiet spot to collect my thoughts.
While all the other knights are working hard to clean up after the battle?
Thinking can be an arduous task, you know. Believe me,
Sure.
I'd much rather be taking out the trash.
So what you thinking about then?
The Abyss Order. A dragon wreaks havoc in Mondstadt, and the acting Grand Master leaves the city to combat the threat. Strategically, that's the perfect moment for the Abyss Order to make their move.
True.
If you were the Abyss Order, would you squander this golden opportunity by sending in nothing more than a few Hilichurls?
You're right, it doesn't add up.
To get to the bottom of it, I decided to wait. So I waited, and watched for their next move. Then came the day you made all hell break loose in Storm Terror's lair. Just as the Hilichurls' cries sounded from the city gates. That same day, I saw shadowy figures lurking in the city itself.
Inside the city?
Well, all the other knights were outside, fighting the enemy. As you can imagine, that left the inside of the city completely unguarded. Except for
Right,
me, of
smarter than you
course. And so I approached the Abyss Order infiltrators for a bit of, let's call it fraternizing. Through various means, I managed to gather some rather interesting intel.
He tortured them.
The situation is this.
Or
The
slept
Abyss
with them.
Order.
The Abyss Order has a leader?
Yes. And it was this very leader who devised the plot to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war.
Hopefully the waitress isn't, or the
What
bartender's not a spy.
exactly did you have to do to find this out?
Let's just say I'm blessed with certain linguistic powers.
Oh.
See, it was
more.
sexual.
Dirty.
The Abyss
Yeah.
Order has a name for this leader. They call her the Princess. Now, I'm sorry to cut this intelligence briefing short, but I do believe I spy Amber heading this way. I think she's still angry with me for my absence from the defense effort during the attack. I'd better slip away before she notices me.
And she'd probably be jealous about you fooling around with
Remember,
leader of
Jean
the
didn't want to
disorder.
talk about
One
stuff
minute
out in the
I see
open.
Kyle,
Yeah.
And as
the
you said,
next
you
he
just
slipped
gave this
away.
whole thing
Clear
from the
sign of a
waitress
guilty
in the middle of the
conscience.
town square.
Are you sure? Because that sounds like exactly what he'd say to talk himself out of trouble. But let's forget about him. I worked super hard today, and my tummy's rumbling. Let's order. Hi, Sarah. 1 sticky honey roast, please.
It's enough for all of you?
I guess it must be like the whole animal roasted.
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your
So,
eye.
now the Storm Terror threat is behind us. What are your plans for the next step?
Paimon thinks it's time to leave Mondstadt and keep looking through the 7 nations until we find clues about her brother.
Huh, really? Oh, well, I guess this is goodbye for now.
Well, let's eat first.
Yeah. Well, I missed my
Don't feel
Avonian
down.
family.
You'll always be a friend of the Knights of Avonius and our honorary knight. Wherever you may go and wherever the wind may blow.
Let the wind lead.
That's the spirit. Remember, Mondstadt will always welcome you. All
Thanks,
right,
Amber.
now let's eat before it gets cold.
You enjoyed a relaxing mealtime. Okay.
That was good. Note to Paimon, Amber's recommendations are worth the wait.
Of course. Well, I don't trust myself in the kitchen. You can always trust me with the menu. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Jean's waiting for you at the cathedral. It's something to do with the Holy Lyre de Himmel. You'd better head there now.
Yeah, about that.
This is Barbara, the deaconess of the church. She is here to retrieve the Holy Lyre de Himmel.
May the Animo Archon protect you. I'm not really
stand
in a
right beside us,
position to
so.
speak compared to our acting Grand Master, but I still want to thank you all on behalf of all of Mondstadt for your assistance. Fortunately, everything was resolved peacefully. I can't imagine how an all-out war between the military and the dragon would have ended.
Now the Fatui have no choice but to keep their mouths shut. They must be annoyed that things didn't turn out as planned for them. This time, they even lost their best excuse to pressure the Knights of Favonius. Diplomatically speaking, they gained nothing, and on the contrary, simply proved just how vexatious they can be.
Vexatious, good
Sounds
word.
like quite the story. So, did you bring the Holy Lyre with you? We cannot ask you to keep defending the lyre forever. The Seneschal has been pressing me for a while now. We, did bring it with us. It's a little...
Dirty.
Oh, don't
and
worry. I'm not here to
broken.
collect rent. The church has always received special funding.
Yeah.
The Holy Lyre! Oh, Barbados! Even if I atoned for these sins for the rest of my life, it would still not be enough!
That was cool. I'll forgive you.
He's right there, yeah. It's fine.
Oh, give it here.
How could this Holy Lyre, but how? Huh? Let Paimon see! No. I don't know how
Because you've done that the whole
managed to
time, you didn't
fix
really need
it,
the dragon
but you'll
tears?
never touch the lyre again!
We, really should get going. That trick I used to repair the Holy Lyre. I mean, the magic I used isn't going to hold forever, you know.
Oh!
Oh no!
You tone deaf Bard.
Uh-oh.
Taking down the animal god.
At last, Mondstadt's rodent ruler in the flesh.
Who is she?
I don't know, she's got some sachet. Oh.
Scurrying through the streets looking for leftovers. Mondstadt calls this a god?
Resident rodent beats invasive vermin.
Don't you dare speak back to me, insolent bard. Absentee Archon of Mondstadt. How impotent you've become.
That smirk you wear looks out of place. Did you steal it from your master's face?
Should have held your tongue.
Just kill him!
Oh my god.
So, this is a gnosis, huh? Wouldn't be caught dead wearing this ugly thing in public.
Beauty is a waste when the beholder has no taste. Venti!
Well, we have what we came here for. Come, before our dear Favonian friends arrive. Leave nothing for them to find.
It's very heavy music considering what just happened.
Yeah! Does feel a little out of place.
Honorary Knight, you're awake.
Yeah, is Venti alright?
I wouldn't say he's alright, exactly. I found you lying unconscious outside the cathedral and used my elemental powers to heal you. That bard awakened first, but strangely, my healing powers had almost no effect on him. This is the first time I've encountered such a patient. But he just said, it's completely normal, and then got up and left the cathedral.
He left? Already? Where'd he go?
The symbol of Mondstadt's hero. That's what he said. I wanted to stop him, but Jean, I mean, Master Jean, said to let him leave.
Paimon remembers Venti healing under that tree before. It's probably due to the connection between Windrise and the Animal Archon. Master Jean has figured it out as well, but we can't tell Barbara.
I guess that spell for the Holy
The
Virus
wind
will
amongst
work.
the branches is good. I love the way it smells.
Well, they put it away in like a room,
Okay,
so
yeah.
she might not have
I
seen
said
it.
the exact same thing last time. Why do I only say these things when I'm down on my luck?
Yeah, what is a gnosis?
So you noticed. This isn't something I'm meant to discuss with ordinary people. But I suppose I can let you in on the secret.
We're honorary knights.
As you know, visions are external magical foci that only a small minority of people possess. They use these visions to channel elemental power. In truth, every wielder of a vision is one who can attain godhood and ascend to Celestia. We call such people Allogenes. Allogenes? Paimon's never heard of them before. That's because this is a secret that only Archons are privy to. We don't need primitive tools like visions. Instead, each Archon has an internal magical focus that resonates directly with Celestia itself, known as a gnosis. It's just a glowing glass ball I carry around to avoid suspicion. So who was that nasty woman who sent Paimon flying and stole your gnosis? Her name is Signora, number 8 of the Harbingers. She and the rest of the Harbingers have been given godlike executive authority by the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, and with it, strength surpassing that of other mortals. The Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya? Isn't that... Indeed. She is one of the 7. The Tsaritsa who reigns from her winter palace, and the one person that the Fatui Harbingers all answer to. The 7 don't always get along well, but still...
Clearly.
I never thought that she would plot to steal another Archon's gnosis. How should I put this? 500 years ago, I knew her well, but I can't say the same is true now. You see,
A certain catastrophe
change a lot in
happened
500
500 years ago, and after that, she cut off all ties with me. But we can save discussion of the Cryo Archon and the Fatui for another day.
Really?
If you seek the rest of the Seven, many difficulties lie ahead of you still. You should head for Mondstadt's neighboring nation of Liyue. The Geo Archon who reigns there, unlike me, administrates his entire region personally. He only descends once every year to give his divine predictions, which set the direction for Liyue for the rest of that year.
Even so, it sounds like he works much harder than a certain someone.
In any case, this year's Rite of Descension is soon to begin. If you miss it, you'll just have to wait another year.
What? Oh, why didn't you tell us before? Well, then bye! We're going!
One moment, Windborn Outlander. Just use it gratefully. Or, better yet, treat me to a glass of dandelion wine. Traveler, as you set off on your journey once again, you must remember that the journey itself has meaning. The birds of Teyvat, the songs in the cities, the Tsaritsa, her Fatui and the monsters, they are all part of your journey. The destination is not everything. So before you reach the end, keep your eyes open. Use the chance to take in the world around you.
Good advice.
So, that's that for the Animo Archon's admonishments. Back to Venti time. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb. Up till the end, Dvalin remembered his duty as one of the Four Winds. As such, I don't intend to forcibly strip him of that duty and force my ideals of freedom onto him.
Good for you.
I just hope that Dvalin will be able to choose for himself and understand what freedom is. Before I became an Archon, I too was taught the meaning of freedom in this way by a friend. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
About the Abyss Order.
Yeah.
Kaya shared some new intelligence, you say? Oh, I see. So, the Abyss Order has a princess who orchestrated the plan to corrupt Dvalin?
It says prince. Okay.
They were probably trying to
Did the
turn
first time,
Dvalin
too.
into a weapon of war for the Abyss. But that said, I have never heard of any such prince of the Abyss Order. I think so too. Apparently. But how does a princess come out of nowhere and take command over the entire Abyss Order? If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
That Fatui lady didn't hang around, did she? She just grabbed your gnosis and left?
She wanted to avoid any eyewitnesses from the Knights of Favonius. The slightest slip up here would have destroyed the Fatui's diplomatic relations with the Knights.
I'll say, it doesn't seem like she's scared of
So
anybody.
they're just gonna keep acting like Mondstadt's allies as if nothing happened?
If only the Seven Nations had banded together against the Abyss Order in the first place. The Fatui possess the strongest military among the Seven Nations, yet they've used it to steal the Holy Lyre, covet the power of gods, and use Dvalin as a bargaining chip against the Knights.
Speaking of the lyre, didn't Diluc say something like this before?
You stumped
He
some time in.
said Fatui could only run amok across the Seven Nations and threaten the Knights because of the Harbingers.
Yes. As I said earlier, the Cryo Archon has given them authority and strength beyond that of other mortals. The Tsaritsa... I haven't seen her in 500 years. What is she thinking? What's her plan?
Maybe let us know what happened those 500 years ago that made you guys not friends anymore.
Whatever the answer is, I have a feeling it's only going to make your search for the Seven all the more difficult.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
About deities. Yeah, ask.
As I said before, Vision wielders are known as allogenes and may ascend to Celestia.
Okay.
A gnosis is a higher-order nexus of elemental manipulation and is emblematic of an Archon's status as one of the 7. But as for which of the 7 took your sister, I'm sorry, I don't know. Wait, as one of the 7, I'm not clear of suspicion yet either, am I?
You don't look like that god at all. You know you've long enough to trust you.
They don't know which one to say.
Choose wisely.
We're a great team indeed. Say, once you find your sister, how would you like to become one of the new 4 winds?
You don't seem too into it. Hey, Tone Deaf Bard! If being one of the 4 winds means free food, you can consider Paimon.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
Nothing else.
Well then, best be off to Liyue. If the dissension ritual you failed to tally, then another year you must dally.
Song of the Dragon. All right, so we finished the prologue. On to Act 1 after this. So what'd you think?
So, I just had a thought at the very end there.
Okay.
Because of the flip-flopping that they're doing on the pronouns. So, there was this prince that Kaya told us about that then became princess in terms of the, like, captions versus the, what was actually said. And then our hero traveler in the first cutscene loses their brother. But now they're calling it sister.
Yeah.
Could they be the same person? Because they said, like, how did this princess show up out of nowhere and take control? Well, she lost her, it was her brother, but now I guess sister. And he got, like, sucked into a vortex or whatever and disappeared. I wonder if they could be the same person.
I thought it was just like an error in the game. But maybe not.
I don't know. I overthink things, so it could just be an error in the game. But that's where my brain went, so.
I thought Signora was very interesting.
Ooh,
Makes quite the entrance.
Yes. Yes, she does.
Yeah. So we got a lot more like lore in this one, and a lot more to the as far as the story goes. So there's the Harbingers. She's one of the 8.
Yes.
Right? Harbingers.
We don't know what they're Harbingers of. I would assume Harbingers of Doom, but
yeah.
I mean, she feels like Doom when she comes into the scene, so.
And then there's the 7 Archons, which are the gods. And then there are people that can have visions that can, like, ascend to be gods. And then there's the Gnosis, which, like, he didn't seem to put out that, like, she stole it from him. But, like, isn't that, like, was the Gnosis, like, kind of like his, I don't know if it was his power, but,
it felt very important for him to be very chill about the fact that it got stolen.
Yeah. I wonder if that's going to be the last we see of Dvalin. I hope not. Hope Storm Terror comes back and maybe helps us, our character out at some point later down the line. Kaya, I'm glad we caught up with him again. Don't know how I feel about him. This jury's still out.
Yeah. I mean, like we kind of pointed out, you know, giving this super important intelligent briefing in the middle of the town square and in front of the restaurant felt to undercut the importance of it. Also saying that you need to go somewhere quiet to think. So again, you go to the town square. I don't know. It just felt like what he was doing didn't necessarily make sense with what he was saying or the knowledge he was imparting, which made him seem shifty. And he already felt shifty a little bit because it was like, oh, well, it's more important work to think than to help clean up, so I needed to do something else. Like, I don't know, very, very full of his own self-importance.
Try that with your boss. Yeah, sorry. I know everyone else is doing work right now, but I think it's more important to think.
And it's tougher work if I just sit here and think. So yeah, I don't know. It, like you said, it was good to catch up with him. If for no other reason than to remind us that we don't exactly have a grasp on him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed we didn't get back to Diluc, because he is a character that I would like to revisit, because there were a lot of questions brought up in the last episode just in terms of like, I want to know more about his backstory and kind of like, you know, what preceded this moment when we get to know him.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do catch up with him again in the near future. But overall, it was nice to reconnect with Amber. It doesn't seem like we're going to really see much of her going forward, but
yeah,
it was nice to kind of
she didn't seem too essential.
Yeah, it was nice to kind of put the bow on that, since she was like the one that kind of first greets us coming into Favonius, and you know, she imparts the knowledge of the knights and their significance and Jean. So it was nice to give her this bookend exit scene, even if we don't catch up with her again in the future.
And again, like, even though battling like a dragon, I think would be pretty intense. Like, it didn't seem like it's like when Signora showed up, it's like okay, this is it. This is like this is where it starts. The true story like begins right now. Whereas like before, I mean, you know, and like there's a prologue, so a lot of it is, you know, learning the gameplay and like, you know, showing the world, different things you can do within it. So you don't necessarily expect the story to be that enthralling. But now I felt like with that, you know, okay, one of the Archons whose name I'm never going to be able to pronounce, they're going on stealing, like, trying to the other gods' powers, or like their gnosis or whatever, at least, and working with the Harbingers. So yeah, I don't know. So like I said, I think that's where we finally have kind of a liftoff for the story. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want all of our reactions to Genshin Impact, check out the description of this video for a playlist, as well as a link to Patreon. You can get a month ahead of our reactions over there. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Genshin Impact All Cutscenes Part 4, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.